everybody. This is Ariane Anderson. I'm a naturopathic doctor here at Anderson Family Chiropractic and Naturopathic Care in Waterville, Ohio, and I have a special guest here today, Irene Petree. She is a certified master aromatherapist and herbalist. She is also the owner of the company Health is Wealth Natural Health Products. And Irene has been a wellness enthusiast as long as I've known her, which is literally for me forever because she is my mother. And so she's very welcome here today. And so you could say that I actually got my foundation in natural health from her. She has always loved nature and studying medicinal aspects of different plants. And what she does now is she creates amazing essential oil blends and healing salves that actually many of the patients in our office have benefited from over the years. We're actually going to discuss a few of the products that we sell the most and have sold the most over the last few years to our patients. They've been incredibly helpful to them, and we'll discuss that at the end of our time here today, so make sure and stick around for that. I did want to just mention that she is on Facebook. Her page is called Health is Wealth Natural Products. So you can go out there to see her posts. She regularly posts out there things about herbal tinctures, essential oil blending for medicinal use. She's also a huge wellness advocate, and so she does a lot of posting in regards to natural remedies and nutrition information. I will say though that there was a little bit of a Facebook glitch that happened literally like in the last couple days, and a lot of her old content got deleted, but not sure how or why, but she has started, it was a lot of really good stuff too, so she posts on there regularly, so go out there, check out her page.
Back up.
She'll fill it back up quick, and make sure and give her a like so that you can get updates from her regularly. So with that, we're going to get into the meat of our discussion today. Our first question, so I basically put some questions together that I get the most from the AFC Wellness patients on essential oils. The first one is, what makes essential oils unique as a therapy compared to other natural therapies?
The most unique thing about essential oils, and it's just amazing, is how quickly and directly they can get into your system. And this is because they're such small molecules. And it's a natural occurring thing. And we all know that we're all made up of cells and molecules, and that the cells circulate through your body, and every single cell is enclosed in a protective lining or membrane that serves to maintain the cell and keep it a closed system, separated from the rest of the environment around it. And this acts kind of like the bodyguard. You don't get in unless you get patted down.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing, but embedded in this membrane are surface receptors. And they're out there feeling you up, they're patting you down. If you come by and you want to interact with that cell. And these receptors serve as a line of communication between the individual cell and the rest of the whole body, because the cell moves, your blood moves throughout your whole body. And when a substance binds with some kind of substance interacts and binds with these receptors, it becomes an initiator of a cascade of different chemical reactions that can happen on the inside of the membrane that will cause the cell to function and modify and do work differently and more positively, hopefully, because it keeps the negative stuff out. So essential oils travel through the body and act to stimulate whole body systems once they get in. And these cells make this cellular change, functional change, has a positive impact on all your different systems. And the most exciting thing about essential oils is that they are able to pass through the blood-brain barrier better than anything else. They're especially through your limbic system, which connects to all of your adrenal systems, and you can get almost an instant result because the blood-brain barrier is the most secure tissue barrier in your whole body, and it should be. It's highly selective in order to protect the fragile tissues of the central nervous system that is the brain. One of the greatest functions of our brain but that also determines the balance of our hormones and other systems and keeps everything going, keeps the clock ticking. And certain constituents found in essential oils directly cross that blood-brain barrier, and this is why you can have a almost instantaneous result or change of how you feel when you're using essential oils. And it's pretty amazing. And the way how it's different from other natural therapies is I also do a lot of herbal things, and herbal tinctures and remedies are also wonderful, but they go through your digestive system.
Yeah.
Where essential oils go directly in and start working, start doing their thing, and it's pretty amazing.
And we've definitely seen that with the essential oils that we've used here, that a lot of the patients have had some really great results with. We are going to talk about one later on. It's her immune support blend, which has been pretty amazing, but we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. But like the meat of our conversation really is this next question, and I get this a lot. This is where patients are looking, is there an ideal strategy for people when they're blending their own essential oils? Because it's a natural therapy, people like to do it at home, and they should be encouraged to do so.
Yeah.
But we thought maybe with your expertise they might be able to be more successful at it.
Well, I can tell you my mistakes.
Sure, yeah. It's a great way to learn.
I'm not going to tell you a lot of them, but you have to have an objective. Now, when I first started blending essential oils, I of course wanted to make my own perfume. I wanted to make scents that would help me go to sleep, of simple things, and you should start simply. But being the way I am, I would go out there and get every single oil I could think of that was good for sedation or relaxation, and just throw a little bit of all of them in there, and that's not always a good plan.
Yes.
So I backed up, and as a course of going through the teaching, the lessons that I learned, they start basically and they move up. And one of the things that I found to be a best practice is to start simple. First of all, consider your fragrance perception. And that is, like, for instance, she and I have very different fragrance perceptions for oils. It's pretty amazing that,
like, totally different stuff.
Our DNA is, I know there's a lot of it the same, but we completely react differently, and it's and you need to be aware of that for yourself and especially if you're going to make things for other people. When I do a custom blend for someone, I like to sit down and expose them to a lot of different oils, and there's flowery oils, there are spicy oils, there's woodsy oils, there's grassy, and everyone is drawn to different ones in different ways. And if I'm going to make a custom blend from someone, I want them to use it, and they're not going to if they don't like it. And very often there's a woodsy oil that will do the same thing a grassy oil will, and if they tend to like the woodsy types, then I'm going to go in that direction. You need to, and then you start doing a little more, you have to do a little more homework. We, aromatherapists and perfumers, catalog aromas in what's called notes. Just like notes in a chord, a musical chord, there are notes that sound very harmonious, and you just throw one bad one in there, and and you don't want to listen to that anymore. And it's the same thing with oils. You can throw something that might be beneficial, but it's going to smell terrible with the other oils you have. So you keep it as simple as you can. And these notes are amazing. They can be categorized as top, middle, and base. Top notes is the first noticeable impression that you're going to get when you smell a blend. But it's also the one that most swiftly goes away. And the middle note is an essential oil that will last longer. Like on a scent strip, it's going to last maybe 24 hours and still be there, where the top note's already gone. And a base note will last much longer even. It's usually much stronger and deeper, like patchouli and cedarwood, and top notes are the more airy notes. But it doesn't always follow through that way. So it's good to do your homework and find out what they are, because it really helps you to blend it. And we use the 30-50-20 rule, and which is basically like 3 drops to 5 drops to 2 drops. It's not really difficult.
3 drops of the top notes.
Right, of
5.
top notes versus the most you're going to use as middle notes will be the bulk of your because it's the heart of your blend, and then the bases are very often fixatives. They will, once you add those, they will fix the scent that's blended together, and it'll stay that way. And you will now have something new, and it will last longer. It will cause it to last longer.
Well, and we also, she's created some little images of top notes, middle notes, and base notes. If there's anyone that's really interested in maybe seeing that, maybe drop us a comment or send us a message at Anderson Family Chiropractic and Naturopathic Care, and we can send those out to you.
It's just a basic small list because there are hundreds of oils.
Yeah.
You're not going to buy them all, and I wouldn't recommend that people do that. Start with the ones you like, work with the ones you like, and then start finding out the different constituents and their benefits towards you, for you, before you start making them for others. Because really, there's more than one oil to help support a certain system or feeling or need, and you can find one that's going to be the more harmonious it is for you, the more you like it. Almost always, that's the oil you need to use. So using this rule, there's also other considerations. I mean, I find that works the best because like I said, I would throw too many in there and I would have, it didn't turn out well. And I had to back up and go back to the simple way of doing this, of starting small, and then if I wanted to add something, if I felt something was too airy or it left too soon, I would add a certain base note to something. But I first find out what you like. Some people really hate the taste of cinnamon. Some people really say the smell. Some really like it. And if you're drawn to it, then I'm going to put a little bit in there to help you like it, help you use it, and it's going to benefit you much more. Now the other considerations are amount of oils to use. Besides how many of each kind, and this isn't always a hard and fast rule, but it's the 30-50-20 will serve you to learn. There's also the tenacity of the oils, and then there's just safety. Do your homework. You know, the oils you get, every single oil company that you use is going to offer information that's any good. You know, and this is how you weed them out as well. That you should be able to get chemical properties for the batches, even for each of the oils that you order or try, and this will tell you what the dilution rate should be. There are some oils can be safety considerations in strong amounts, and dilution is another thing you need to think about. I don't recommend ever putting essential oils undiluted onto fresh skin, or certainly not to swallow them. And I know that there are those that say differently, and I guess it can be done, but you need to be careful. There's things. These are strong, volatile substances that are diluted from, for instance, an ounce of rose will take 2 roomfuls of petals. We're talking about very intense extractions of real, and you need to respect that.
Yeah. Well, because people can, have developed sensitivities to these substances, especially ones that are very, very strong. And then once you develop a sensitivity, like your immune system develops a sensitivity, it's oftentimes very difficult to get over that. Like anytime you come in contact with it, when you come in contact with it, you get an immune reaction. So it is important to be careful. I know another thing too with safety. So, like for instance, our immune support blend. It's a really simple blend. I actually had asked my mom to make this because we wanted something that would help support people's ability to, to deal with immune challenge, and also to stimulate drainage in their lymphatic systems when they're dealing with immune challenge. One of the essential oils that's in there, people that love essential oils will probably not recognize it because it's oftentimes not purchased. because there is a toxicity to it in large amounts. Now, my mom knows how to do that, so she's diluted it down to a safe ratio. And so that's where, you know, you want to be careful and make sure that you're doing your homework on different oils and making sure if you're going to make your own blends, that you're looking at the safety. You know, like you said, a lot of these companies, the reputable ones,
and
will
oils that have a safety concern, and you'll get that information when you purchase it. That should all be readily available when you purchase an oil. And when there's a safety concern, you need to pay attention to that and use caution.
Yeah.
All of it, but you should use caution with all essential oils because they're volatile substances, and it's not something. It's not like something you can just throw around. It's not like ketchup that you can put on. It's not like that. It's you know, this is serious stuff. It's a wonderful thing to be able to play with, but what the end result, what everyone wants, is something called synergy, and it's an amazing thing that happens with essential oils. That where 2 + 2 + 2 should equal 6. But when you have achieved synergy with a blend that you've created, 2 + 2 + 2 actually can equal 8 or 9. Sometimes when you get the right oils together in the right quantities, there's something just almost magical happens because the oils put in nature, they have their own intelligence. And they just, all of a sudden you have something that's greater than the sum of what you started with. It's almost like quantum physics. It's pretty amazing.
We saw that actually. So I had mentioned that I had tasked her to create that essential oil blend to support immune function and drainage, and which she did, and it's absolutely excellent for that. But what was interesting is that we had a few people in our office who had used it for toenail fungus. One person in particular, she had.
We did not tell them to do this. They just did.
Well, I mean, you can use it for that purpose. Yeah. It's for immune support, but
correct.
But that's not really what she made it for. And in this case, this individual had toenail fungus, and we were like, well, we'll try it. She put it on, and her nail is growing out beautifully. And she actually gave us pictures to show people. We're gonna put that out on our Facebook page sometime in the next week, just to show everyone. But that just went to show that she was like, I have no idea why it does that. You know, but that is sometimes.
I remember the reaction. I expected it to do the things that I expected it to do, and it did do those things. Yeah. It helps with lymph drainage. It helps stimulate the adrenals. It's just wonderful for that. But the other added bonuses were not expected. And it's not the first time I've seen that. And it's a very wonderful thing. And by the way, this blend is an exception to the rule. It is not a 30-50-20.
Yeah, that one was specially made by, you know, so not
because I started out with wanting to treat a certain system first, and then found that the aroma was pleasant. Everyone
it smells great.
It smells really great. Well, I don't need to do anything to help this. It smells
kind of like a pine forest.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's awesome. Which leads us into the next question, and this is the next largest question that I get from people is, what are some of the essential oil companies that you use, and what criterion do you use to find high quality companies?
Okay, this is where you can benefit from all my hard work, because when I started on this journey, essential oils were still reasonably new, and I did a lot of research. I'm a researcher, and I bought some bad oils, bought some good oils, had to figure out how that happened, and then I stumbled on an organization, like a group that I began to follow, that was a group of aromatherapists, and some of them had written books and happened to have PhDs, and because they were chemists as well, and they had access to gas chromatographs and the things that you can put these oils in, break them down, and show what their constituents are by percentage in just to the smallest amount. And the thing that these tests can do is they can also tell you if there's any synthetic ingredients in there. Immediately, that will show up. And so what they do is someone would, like for instance, I would buy, if I wasn't sure about this lavender, angustifolia, I would now, is this what it's supposed to be? Because we know there is facts out there to show what the balance of chemicals should be in them, and they can run you through the test. And they'll say what's within the boundaries. This is good. This is good. This is high quality. This one's a little iffy. You know, it was really an amazing thing. And because I didn't want to spend my good money on bad oils, and I certainly didn't want to give them to anyone else. Mm-hmm. So I have found 2 companies that I pretty much use exclusively, and they have always got quality oils. They've been tested again and again. They provide the testing results for every batch, mm-hmm. and for every oil. And these 2, the one's called Plant Therapy, mm-hmm. and the other is called Appalachian Valley Natural Products. And I use them because they've been tested, and they're consistently high quality. Anybody can get a bad batch of something because these are natural. These are natural things. But they test them first so you can know, and if it's bad, they don't sell it. And if you have a problem, they are wonderful about returns. They are reasonably priced. Of course, certain oils are going to be way more than others. If you go on, one of these, Plant Therapy, is on Amazon, so you can buy them there. Mm-hmm. But if you go, you can also buy some very bad oils on Amazon. You need to, if you're going to use oils a lot, I recommend doing your homework and being able to get these. If you can't get these tests from a company, mm-hmm. don't buy it.
Yeah.
It's just don't do it, and if they're selling you rose oil for $20,
probably not rose oil.
It'll be a fragrance oil, because an ounce of rose oil should be in the hundreds. Rose is wonderful. And the other thing about that is some of these oils that are wonderful and they're very expensive, you need way less than you do. 1 drop of rose is going to turn up in a blend of 30 other drops, where, lavender not so much. Lavender is a wonderful oil. You just use more. And it's one of those all-around oils, too. Mm-hmm. But the other thing is they also offer wholesale quantities for people like me that make things. And I can buy a bigger bottle and not a bunch of little ones. And that helps me, and maybe some of you would like to make products of your own. And that's fine too. But these 2 companies I've used for years now, and I'm so happy with them. They're very reputable, and you can even call them and talk to people. They have aromatherapists there. But you need to be able to do a little research, and once you do, then you're good.
Well, and I know a couple of people have asked me about the different multi-level marketing companies, and we won't get into that in much detail, but I did want to mention that I said that some of the major ones, they actually have really good oils. There's really nothing wrong with oils at all. They're high quality. They're just a lot more expensive than the 2 companies that my
because that's the nature of a multi-level marketing company, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just they have the downstairs. It isn't that's fine if you want to use that. But both of these companies have really good websites, and I highly recommend them.
Well, we wanted to also highlight some of those products we had said. We have a few that she has made that we've used in the office, and the first one is Calendula Plus. It's been around for a long time. We have lots of patients that come into our office that have used this. We had a question out online.
It's a trick question.
The trick question, kind of. It was asking about which essential oil was for helped with antimicrobial, and I guess it wasn't exactly a trick question because you can get it, but the calendula in here isn't an essential oil.
I infuse the oils that I put in my salves with herbs, because I'm also an herbalist, and I will infuse the calendula into the oil. I also infuse plantain into the oil. Plantain is a wonderful ability to cause skin to draw back in and come back together, where it's like zipping it back up and stopping bleeding. And calendula is just a wonderful healing salve. It just does wonderful healing to the skin, encourages cell growth and development and soft scar tissue, and we've just had wonderful results with this. And the plus is the essential oils that I put in it. It's a blend of antimicrobials that just help
It's
heal.
what we pretty much always use if there's any cuts, scrapes, anything. We actually did have, there was a patient who was a registered nurse, and she's retired, but she was working, she had her husband who was dealing with some real degenerative condition that she was caring for him, and he had some bed sores. One of them in particular was pretty bad, and she had to pack it and clean it every day. And I didn't tell her to do this, she just did this on her own because she's a nurse and she knows what she's doing. She decided to use the Calendula Plus on his wound, and she was absolutely amazed at how quickly his bed sore had healed. So that was pretty cool. And we use this with lots of all of our minor cuts, and they heal really quickly.
We've had lots of wonderful reports with that oil.
Oh yeah, all the time. That we've used, because that's been in the office for years, and people love it. This one is new. This is that immune support we were talking about. This is actually where she has it diluted down, and it's like a little roller ball, and you can put it on your skin. This is what that individual used that had the toenail fungus. She just put this on that area along the cuticle morning and night, and it's been about 2 or 3 months. It's almost completely grown out. But we use it also like on the throat and on the chest when you're having an immune challenge. And
or your glands, where your glands are. I put it when I have swollen glands,
But we do also have it in a 5 ml bottle where you can drop it into a diffuser, and it's not that safe to do as well when it's being diffused into the air.
When you diffuse, it's being diluted into the air. You're not going to be standing over your diffuser and inhaling it straight up, but it's being diffused into the air, and therefore it's highly diluted when you finally inhale it. I always recommend inhalation for essential oils before anything else, because it goes straight across the blood-brain barrier into the limbic system and starts working for you. It's really great.
Yeah, we've had excellent results with that, especially with people dealing with immune challenges who have drainage challenges.
My husband has also been using that, and he has, we're getting older, and he has something like wartish type thing.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's where
sorry, Dad. We're just sharing that with the world.
that's where one of the places we recommend you put that. And so he just happened to, this is starting to fall off.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff.
It's just amazing how the wonderful thing about essential oils, if you don't need it, ignore it. But if you have a use for it and you can do something with it, it's going to go, yeah.
Yeah, and you tend to be attracted to it if your body likes it. This last product, this was kind of new and old at the same time. We have it's kind of a duo. We have her Wonder Balm, which she's had for years. This is it's very emollient for the skin. This is actually a lotion stick. You actually apply this after the shower while your skin is still moist. You'd be amazed at how soft your skin feels. So that's the Wonder Balm, and it has shea butter in it and other
oils, and it also has the calendula infused oil in it.
Yeah, really excellent for the skin.
I developed that originally for a face moisturizer.
Yeah, yes. So yeah, excellent. And then her handmade soaps, natural soaps, nothing artificial in them at all. This one has oatmeal in it, which of course is great for the skin.
Really good for your skin.
But both of them have a new honeysuckle scent. It's different essential oils that have been blended
blended to smell like honeysuckle, and who doesn't like that?
They smell amazing.
It's all natural.
Yeah.
I don't use anything that's not all natural. And I do get that, from one of my suppliers, and they assure me they won't tell me it's proprietary which ones they put together, because they think I might steal it, but it's wonderful, smells wonderful,
smells
and
really
it makes
good.
you just feel like a princess.
And they smell good together. So highly recommend those. We sell a lot of those in the office. So if you guys have any other questions about those, please don't hesitate to drop comments for us. And then how you can purchase the products, we obviously have them here in the office. You can also purchase them directly from my mom. So she has Facebook page, which is Health is Wealth Natural Products. She has her business phone number out there. You can contact her through phone, or you can direct message her through Facebook. Either one is completely fine, and let her know, what you'd like. She does do consultations, so one of the things that she'll create for people is their own blends based on their wellness goals. Like, for instance, several years ago, my what I was working on were my thyroid and my adrenal glands, and so she created a blend which I still to this day can't get enough of. It smells so good to me. She hates the smell of it, but I just love it to pieces, and so she made that specifically for me. We actually have that in the office. It's called Ariana's Oil, but she made that for me specifically based on the things that she had mentioned that she had me smell different things and the things that I liked, and then based on what my wellness goals were, she went and chose different oils that would help to support what I was trying to accomplish in healing my own self. So
I always recommend that if we can sit down and do that, it really is really helpful to find a custom blend for someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that for numerous people, and it's nice to have and get your name on it.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but so and so if you guys have any comments or you have any questions for us, please feel free and put them in the chat, and we can either direct message you, or if we get a lot of questions, we can go actually make comments and put them out there for you. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to go out to her page and check it out, give it a like, so that you can get updates on the latest and greatest with herbal therapy and essential oils. Thanks everybody. Have a great night.